the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Biz Now, because your business matters.
You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at WSIC. This month's special host is the woman behind the mantra, "Don't dream it, live it." A relentless champion of people who are ready to stop talking about their goals and finally step into them. She has built a reputation and a contagious belief that everyday conversations and ordinary people can create extraordinary lives. Co-founded Monkeys in Hats, a digital website development company serving clients across the United States and internationally. Founder of Top Notch Nail Files, and turned it into an international e-commerce brand shipping patented glass nails around the world. Award-winning speaker who has created programs such as Achieving the Life of Your Dreams, When You Get Knocked Down, How to Get Back Up, and many more. Today, she brings the same energy, excitement, and authenticity to this show. So lean in, take a breath, get ready to be challenged, encouraged, and inspired as we welcome our special host who doesn't just talk about possibilities, she lives them. Colleen's community impact is as impressive as her personal life. Named one of top women in business for extraordinary community leadership, give a warm welcome and lots of respect to my friend, even if she won't admit it. Our special host for this month, one of the most impressive people I know, Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. Colleen, take it away.
Wow, Joe, did you get ChatGPT to help you write that introduction? That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And I know ChatGPT helped you write it because you called me your friend. All right. So Joe and I have a history together. Joe rubs me like sandpaper, but it's not the same when he's not in the studio to give him a hard time. But I know he's listening, so I just had to get it in there. Joe, it's really quiet in here today. I brought my margarita maker, and Brees and I are kicking back in here. We've got nachos being delivered, and we're just having a party. It's pretty, and it's quiet. Did I say that it's quiet? I'm really excited because I've co-hosted this show with Joe a number of times. And if you've ever listened or co-hosted with Joe before, you know how you're a co-host and he asks a question and you get like a sentence out and then he interrupts you and he takes it away from there. So I'm so excited. I get to actually talk today. I'm so excited. All right. Let's get down to some really cool business I'm so freaking excited about today. Have you ever had someone in your life besides your spouse, besides your best friend of 20 years, who just gets you, like who could lift you up, encourage you, serve you up a plate of grace, or serve you up a kick in the booty when you need it, who could text you? You can text 911 and they will pull over to the side of the road and call you right back. That is a person who is not just on the surface, like, how's your business kind of relationship. That is a person who sees you, who knows what you're capable of, and very loudly refuses to let you shrink when life gets hard. And that is what we're going to talk about today. That person is called your accountability partner. And an accountability partner doesn't just make you do your work or make you do the podcast or make you go for the walk every day or make you eat your vegetables. Yes, they make you do all those things, but it is so much freaking more than that. And we are going to dive deep into that today. An accountability partner is someone, or in my luck, some lucky one, 3 lucky ones, who walk alongside you in life through the wins, the pivots, the messy middles, and sometimes through the hardest seasons of life that you never saw coming. So I'm going to take just a moment and tell you about my journey. Many of you in the North Carolina listening area may remember an amazing woman named Mel Miller. Mel is now an angel. And through her own experience with an accountability partner, she introduced the concept to me and several other women in our local networking group. And my very first match rubbed me like sandpaper, Joe, kind of just like you. It wouldn't have ended well. But I soon after found myself in another networking group, and I met an amazing woman named Barbara Green. I'm very excited right now on Facebook, if you can see, because our friend Lindsey finally just joined us. We had some tech difficulties from across the pond, but she's here. I'm so excited. All right. So Barbara Green and I became really fast friends, and there was this incredible connection. But what made it really, really powerful is that we chose to take that friendship and anchor it in accountability. And that is when everything really started to rock for me and Barbara. So Barbara landed a 3-book publishing deal. She got her first book published. She opened and launched her interior design studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I launched a mobile app business, but crushed it with my husband. And Barbara and I, we branched off and started more accountability groups here in the Lake Norman area. 100% yes, we could have done all those things without each other, but together we did them faster, we did them more efficiently, and I'm going to say we did them like a little more swifter and a little easier because we had each other to lean on. And then Barbara passed away, and oh my God, to say I was devastated is an understatement because I didn't just lose a friend, I lost my person. Now, I just want to confirm my husband is my person above and beyond all the other people on the planet. But second in command is my accountability partner because you choose them intentionally and you honor that relationship. And there is a specialness to it. So then I met this amazing woman, Amy, and if you are local here in the North Carolina area, you probably remember Bikram Yoga Studio up in Mooresville, and Amy was the owner and founder of that studio. We became fast friends. She introduced me to Bikram Yoga. I thought I was going to die because it's like super, super, super hot, and she promised she hadn't lost anybody yet, so I went. And I started practicing, and Amy and I became really, really good friends. And through that friendship, we became accountability partners. And Amy actually coined the term grit girls, which is really fitting for accountability partners because it's true for women and for men. Every single one of us, it takes grit to get through life. So it's really been an amazing journey. Amy has moved on from her studio. She's back in commercial real estate. But even today, I called Amy, my accountability partner, and said, I am really nervous about this radio show. I don't want to mess it up. I really want to show up and I want to be amazing. And she was there for me. But fast forward to present day, and I have 3 freaking amazing women that I met in 2025, and I cannot wait to introduce you to them. They have changed my life. They are going to be with me, I think, forever. I think this is it. These are my final girls right here. So, talk about a cliffhanger. I get to do the commercial thing. So I have amazing 3 women that I can't wait to share with you, and we are going to get back to them right after these messages. Boom, we're on break. How is that? God, that couldn't have been planned, Brees. I should get, Joe, if you're listening, if you're watching on Facebook, I get extra points for that. Yeah, so I'll. You did great. We did it. So we are live. Lindsey, I'm so glad it worked out and you came. You made it to the party. Woohoo!
Oh my lordy, sorry about that. I had a few tech nightmares getting in, so I've come in via my laptop directly. Don't know what was going on. It wouldn't connect to my webcam.
Okay, it's okay. You're here and it worked out. I mean, really, you know what? What would life be if everything went smoothly? Like, that just really isn't life.
No, not when you're an entrepreneur, right?
That just so isn't life. So it's so great. Everyone on Facebook, if you're watching, you get the preview here. We have Jacqui in Naples, Florida. We have Sandra Coker all the way up in Massachusetts, where it's still possibly snowing. Not sure.
Oh, stop.
It stopped.
That's a 4-letter word. Stop talking.
And we have Lindsey from New Zealand, where it's actually tomorrow. So if you want your fortune, Lindsey will be telling fortunes at the end of today's radio call. You can dial into Lindsey, and she'll tell you your fortune. She'll tell you what tomorrow's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's my side hustle.
It's her side hustle is telling fortunes.
Yeah.
But she only does it for people that live in the U.S.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's fun.
Oh my goodness. So fantastic to have you guys here. This is super, super fun. A little bit different than the podcasts we're used to, where you can record and then if it doesn't work out, you can slap it in the editing room, and we don't have an editing room here.
This is real.
It just is real.
You get what you get.
You get what you get. This is absolutely real. So I don't
A bit like our accountability groups, Colleen.
say that again, Lindsey.
It's a bit like our accountability groups. You get what you get.
You get what
no
you
editing
get.
involved.
You get what you get. All right, we got about 15 seconds left, and we are gonna be back live on the radio. All right, so where are we count us down, Breeze? We're 10 seconds. 10 seconds, everyone. I feel like we're counting down the rocket ship.
All
All
right,
right.
Miss Ray.
And welcome back. This is Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is where your business matters. If you've just joined us, you picked the right moment. We have one of the most impressive people I know hosting this month, Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. She doesn't just talk about dreams. She reverse engineers them into real business, real clients, and real impact. Colleen is a multi-business founder, an award-winning speaker, and a Think and Grow Rich coach who has helped people all over the country turn one small idea into a life they can live and be proud of. So sit back, turn up the volume, and get ready for one-on-one with Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. Colleen, the show's all yours. Take it from here.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much for that. Again, super fantastic introduction that I'm pretty sure ChatGPT helped you write. But I love it. I love your ChatGPT. It says amazing things about me. So much better probably than you would say. I had to get that in because I know you're listening. All right, let's get back to business. We're talking about accountability partners today, and I am so honored to have my 3 accountability partners here with me. Jacqui Higgins from Naples, Florida, Sandra Coker from Northbridge, Massachusetts, and Lindsey Brittain all the way from Wellington, New Zealand, where it's tomorrow. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
All right, so let's start here. Before we found each other, I'm going to go with you, Jacqui. What did accountability look like?
Oh my gosh. So I, like probably all of us, have had mentors and coaches throughout our lives, right? And I believe wholeheartedly in them. But accountability is different. You know, they don't just tell you what to do, they ensure that you actually do it, which is huge. So I think being an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel like you're walking down the path by yourself. If you have an accountability group as fabulous as ours, you don't feel that way. You feel as if you're supported. You are kicked in the tush sometimes, which is good. So it's just been remarkable, really remarkable transformation. So I'm thrilled to be a part of this wonderful group.
So true. So true. It is more than a coach, more than a mentor. It is not just someone who's there to make sure you check the boxes, but it's someone there to really hold your hand while you're trying to get those gosh darn boxes checked. Sandra, you are so what shifted for you? Like what shifted when you when I said, "Hey, would you like to be in this accountability group?" and you went, "Well, that sounds interesting."
Yeah. I'm one of those entrepreneurs that just likes to do things on my own. I have mentors, but I'm not a big one to ask for help. And when the proverbial, stuff hits the fan, it's usually just me. I use my mentors more for planning and for strategy, a lot less for issues. So I think when I was talking with you, Colleen, when you and I met, it was really kind of like, oh, there's something else I could do, which could actually push me a little bit more out of my comfort zone. So that's why I said yes, because your magnetic personality.
I second that.
I third. Yep.
And I knew that being a part of something that you were a part of would get me to another place.
I love that.
I love that
So
too.
true.
Yeah. So I love that too, Sandra. And Lindsey, what has shifted in your world becoming part of this accountability group?
I think I think it's the quality of the thinking actually, because I think when you are in an accountability group that's really working, there's a trust and honesty there, but there's a really good structure in the way that you have those conversations. And I think when you're really committed to an accountability group, you're committed to the space that it gives you. And I think when you're a really busy entrepreneur, space is it's a very limited currency. And if you don't create space for yourself, I think your head gets very noisy and crowded, and decisions get harder, thinking gets messier, things get overwhelming. But when you actually commit to an accountability group, you commit to taking that space more often. And I think when you're in that space, you get more clarity when you're not in pressure.
Yeah.
Such a
That's how
great,
I feel about it.
such a great explanation, such a great thought process on that. A thousand percent. So, so Sandra, let's go back to you because you are, the I like to do it by myself kind of girl. Before we found each other, what did, like, in your mind, like, what did accountability look like for you? Yeah. And then I'm going to tell a Sandra story. What did accountability look like for you? And then I'm going to tell a Sandra story because we're getting real.
All right. Well, the Sandra story, we have a safe space, so don't go too far. I think accountability always had a negative connotation. It was always kind of like, what are you not doing? What I found in this group is the accountability is what you are doing. So it's like the accountability for me is kind of flip the script, because it's like you make a commitment to do something, and then when you come back the next week, you've done it because you don't want to hear like, oh, you didn't do it. So for me, it's been very, very positive. And for the most part, I always thought of accountability as being very negative.
Yeah,
I agree. Can I chip in there, Colleen?
yes, chip in away. Yeah, conversation.
I think I really agree with Sandy on that one. I think my perception of accountability was, oh my goodness, more pressure and more policing, and oh my lordy, I don't have time to do this. I've got enough to deal with. And actually, it's so not that. And so if you're sitting listening thinking that accountability is about someone else is going to police what I'm doing, if you find the right accountability group, it's really not. It is flipping the script on that kind of thought process. And it's more about sharing what you've been committed to. And if you haven't been able to do it, being honest about it. And then the guys don't sit there and go, well, that was terrible. That was, they actually help you move forward with that. And we share insights. So it's not just about policing. It's about sharing what we know and kind of growing our collective wisdom together. I think so. I think as well for me, I agree with Sandy. My perception of accountability has completely shifted during my time with this group. Definitely.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I would also,
Yeah,
sorry.
share. Chime in, Jacqui. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I completely agree because I think as entrepreneurs, we're type A personalities by definition, right? We charge fast, we have a vision, we have a goal, and we just move, right? Um, and so having someone as an accountability partner just feels like you're back in the corporate world, having people tell you what to do, your boss. But what's also nice about the accountability component is that we learn from each other, kind of what
Yeah.
Lindsay said, right? So I watch somebody else break through something that I'm struggling with. And I think, not only have I learned, but oh my gosh, I can do that because she's breaking through. So there's inspiration, learning, and accountability all rolled together, which I think is remarkable. Yeah.
So true, so true. And the thing in our group is Sandra seems to be the one that's out ahead of us all a little bit. So she's the designated test monkey, and so she will actually go and try. Like she's like, oh, I just signed up with with this person. Sandra is the first of our group to give a TED talk. So we are so proud of her for that.
Yep.
And she paved the way, so now the rest of us, can follow in her footsteps because she paved the way. And so now she can be like, "You're going to do this, you're going to do that, but don't do this and don't do that." So, so Sandra, how did having an accountability partners, how did that impact your TED Talk?
Well, I was able to practice because there was a lot of practice involved with doing this, and it was nice because I had the talk ready, and I was able to do it for you guys, and you guys gave me really good feedback and helped me with my intonation and all of that. So it made it easier for me to deliver the talk, and I think that we one of the things that was big was I said I'm going to do this in front of my family. I was nervous about my family, and you guys were like, just do it because that's the hardest audience to do it. They're the most judgy,
Yep.
and you were right. So I did it in front of the family, and then doing it in front of the audience was fine.
Oh,
And then let's reverse engineer that for a minute, because Lindsay, you and I had a moment, and you said, "I have the opportunity to do this speech, and I have the opportunity to do this presentation, and I something's not sitting right." And so you and I had some time alone, and shared it. And what came out of that?
I think a couple of things. It was a very personal speech about a part of my life that has really created who I am. It's really created resilience about me. And for those that don't know, I lost my husband when I was 29, and I really needed somebody to talk it through with in terms of my decision about whether I would take it public and whether I wouldn't. And it was wonderful because you know me so well, Colleen. And I think that's the other thing. We are accountability partners. We're also really amazing friends. But we know each other really well emotionally and professionally. And I really think that makes a difference because when I come and talk to you, Colleen, I don't have to put on any kind of show. I can just be really honest about it. And I think when you're really honest, you just get to the heart of it really quickly. You kind of cut through it, don't you? You don't need to put on any kind of performance for it. And what came out of that for me was the importance of the message, which we both agreed when we talked it through. But the second thing was helping me decide whether that was the right forum to present it in. And when we talked that through, what you helped me see was that authenticity was really important to me, and it had to be in a really real situation for me to present it. And we got to the decision that we wouldn't take it there, but it wasn't shutting it down. It was just saying that's not the right place right now. We're going to move to put it here in more of a keynote speech that you'll do later for your business. And it was like a weight had lifted off. I have to be honest. It felt quite a heavy decision. And so it was nice to be able to share the load with someone and then walk away from that decision knowing it was the right one.
Yeah.
And not spending hours after going over it and ruminating it and second guessing it, because as entrepreneurs we're so good at that, aren't we? We make a decision and then we spend hours thinking
Really.
we made the right decision. And so I
Really.
could just make the right decision and move on.
Really.
Great.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So we are officially on a break right now, right? We're on a break. How long is our break? But we're still live on Facebook. So that was a beautiful, this is like the extra you get for tuning in on Facebook.
The special sauce.
That's
Okay, this is a longer break. So let's give everyone on Facebook like some extra to listen to while we have our break. Was there, I want to ask this one on air when we come back on air. I'm going to ask that question when we come back on air. Do any of you have something in particular that you want to share about being in this accountability group and what it means to you?
I could share if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a gift.
Yeah. Good way.
I really do think it's a gift, and it's rare sometimes to find an accountability group where you have a group of, as you said earlier, Jacqui, A-type personality women. I can imagine there's a few people listening going, how do they ever actually get anything done if they're all A-type personality women? But it's amazing the space that we give each other. It's amazing the nudges we give each other, and I think the trust that we've built so quickly is honestly to all of our credits, and I think that's really what does it. And Colleen, I think we have to give a big shout out to you, because you are the person that's really driven the group and said, right, come on, we're going to do this group and let's get it structured, because structure is really important in an accountability group. And sometimes we all come on, don't we, girls, and we come from meetings and whatever, and we're like, hi, how are you? What are we doing? How does that work? And Colleen's like, let's go with the structure. And the structure is really important, because I think if you go into an accountability group and there's no structure, you just have a chat. You don't actually move forward. And so I just want to shout out to you, Colleen, that you've formed that structure for us, and you've kept us accountable on the structure as well. So
I think the other thing that's kind of cool is,
Okay, we're going to be live in 30 seconds.
I'm going to shoot out to Jacqui. It was watching Jacqui transform.
Yeah.
That's been so fun to watch.
Yeah.
let's talk about that one live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Challenging and fun.
All right, we got 15 seconds, and let's lead out with that one. And that is a great.
And welcome back. This is Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is where your business matters. If you just tuned in, and you are in for a treat, because all month long we are being hosted by one of the most impressive people I know, Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. Doesn't just talk about dreams. She reverse engineers them into real business, real clients, and real impact. Please continue to enjoy and experience the skill of Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. Colleen, the show's all yours. Take it from here.
All right, thank you again, Joe, for that lovely introduction written by your ChatGPT. I love your ChatGPT. While we were on break, we were entertaining everybody on Facebook, and we have such a great segue now that we wanted to save for our radio listeners. So, Sandra, take it away.
Yeah, so we were talking about the why we love being in this accountability group, and like being around Jacqui and watching her try to figure out the chat bots and like all the funnels and the website, like the level of frustration on that for this poor woman was off the charts. It was ridiculous. We're talking her through it, and to where she is right now and the group that she's got, the success, the book that's behind her, like all the things that were so frustrating. It's that I think brings so much joy to hear her success about her workshops and things like that. So I think that's the other piece too about being in the accountability group, is being able to, watch and be a part of the struggle, and then just being able to celebrate the success.
Yeah. And I will give you, yeah, thank you. And I will give you tremendous kudos, because Sandra, you were the one that kind of helped me, really pushed me. It's interesting because we all know, right? I know in my heart, I'm left brain, right brain. I love playing on the right side. I tolerate the left side, right? And so I'm trying to do all this stuff, chat GPT, and I mean, which is not my friend, but all of these technical things, admin things. I was so frustrated. One time we got on our meeting, and after I did vent, Sandra calmly looked at me. She goes, "You need a virtual assistant." And I'm like, I know that. Intuitively, I know that, but I needed someone to remind me of that and then hold me accountable. So now I have a virtual assistant and a technology support assistant. So now I'm good. I'm supported with all this stuff. So thank you for that. So yeah, it was a remarkable, reminder of what we need to do. So
By the way, Jacqui has since named ChatGPT Stetson. So if you hear her refer to
I
Stetson,
didn't know that.
yes,
I
his name
didn't
is
know that either.
Stetson. It is.
Lovely man that saves me all the time.
She is not she is not double dipping. She's not cheating on her fiance. She has Stetson, who is her confidant and her go-to and everything else. Okay, so what I want to share is that we are like the Wizard of Oz. We're like behind the curtain, right? Because Joe says all these his ChatGPT says all these nice things about me and all these wonderful introductions and la la la, right? And we see the beautiful book that Jacqui has down there behind her. Sandra's also an author, and she has a podcast and a very successful company. Lindsey is launching a mission, not just a company, but a whole entire movement, which is phenomenal. And so when you see us on the outside, or you see us on stage, or if you look up Sandra Coker and watch her amazing TED Talk, that's what you see, right? You see the finished product, but we are behind the curtain with the Wizard of Oz, right? We are the behind the scenes and the what goes into getting that finished product done. And we are the crying, we are the blood, sweat, and tears, we are the late nights, we are the early mornings, we are the hey, I don't know. Does anyone have a recommendation for that? Hey, am I overpaying for that? Hey, can anyone refer me to, so-and-so, or help me figure this out? Or just walk me through, be a sounding board. And these are all questions. I mean, if you are out there as an entrepreneur, or just like anybody who has a goal, sometimes you just want to have someone to talk to that maybe isn't your spouse, or isn't your business partner, or isn't just a friend, because a friend gives you different kinds of advice. And so I just feel like as an accountability partner, we're there for each other on a completely different level. So I want to talk about when accountability partnerships go very wrong. And the reason I want to talk about this is because you can pick the wrong accountability partner. And you can, when it feels hard, it's probably not right. And if you find yourself showing up late or not showing up at all, it's probably not right. And I don't say that to anyone here in the group. Lindsey's gone through some major surgery and had to take some time off. But I just wanted to give a nod to that, because you sometimes have to go through a couple experiences. And I don't think any of you have ever been asked to be an accountability partner before, so probably can't really even comment on that. But I just really wanted to say, like, if you do try to go for an accountability partner, I have had a couple that didn't work out. I had another one in there that didn't really mention it. It was fine for a while until it wasn't fine anymore. So just stick with it till you find your people. When you find your people, it is magical, and that's when you know. Okay, I want to ask some fun questions. So, who do you guys think is the most apt to give you grace out of the four of us? Out of the four of us in our group, who's the most apt to give grace? To give grace.
Oh, wow.
It's not you, Colleen.
I was just going to say it.
We're all thinking the same thing.
Okay, that's good to know. Good, it's all coming out now.
No, that was a compliment. That was
It was, yeah. That was a compliment. Yeah.
accountability group.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny. I think that Jacqui is the most apt to give grace. I'm going to vote for Jacqui
agree.
on that one. She's the most apt to give grace. Now, I'm going to vote for the one. I'm going to say who's the most likely to kick you in the butt. And I'm going to vote for Sandra on that one because I think Sandra's just like, yeah, just get it done.
I'm just direct. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Lindsey would give you a break too, though.
Yeah.
I think she'd give some grace.
She's struggling with that.
I think I can be a bit schizophrenic depending on the day. I think some days I turn up as Grace, and the other days I turn up as kick in the bum. I think it just depends sometimes on either the situation or the mood of the person retains. I think we all do it in different ways, though, Colleen. I think sometimes depending on what the person says, I think you can give grace and a kick up the bum at the same time. I think it's the way that you do it and you respond to the person and the situation, actually. All joking aside.
I think the grace, like if someone comes in with an excuse, there's no grace.
No.
You know, if someone comes in with a real thing, then there's grace. So I think there's a difference.
There is. And I think that, the grace that we give with accountability is kind of, we're here to support you, right? We get that things happen, not an excuse, but things happen. And we get that. But however, now what's next, right? So it's a combined thing because, again, we don't want to be an accountability group where we feel badly because we didn't do something when legitimately our world went sideways. So it's a really nice balance, I think we have.
Yeah.
I agree, because it's not about shame or feeling bad. It's about support, but you don't linger in the. I think the classic thing I would say is the difference between sympathy and empathy, if I may. Like sympathy, you feel that person, you go, I'm really sorry to hear that. But you might stay in that situation and stay with them and sympathize with the situation. Whereas empathy, you feel how that person's feeling, but then you move on to what are we going to do about it? How are we going to solve it, etc. And so I think when you're in an accountability group, the support's always there, but you don't linger in the moment of I haven't quite got to that, or what's the feeling. You move on with what are we going to do about it, guys? How can we help Lindsey, Sandy, Jacqui, Colleen today? I think that's the difference as well, which is Jacqui's point.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, really, really, really well said. All right, we have about 50 seconds until our next commercial break. And then we'll just continue to entertain everybody on Facebook. I'm not even sure which camera I'm supposed to look at.
There you go.
This one right here.
Yeah, that one right there.
I don't know what everybody sees on Facebook, though. We were discussing how we all have a not so good side, and I was afraid that's not my good side on Facebook. Not really sure. So we have 10 seconds left, and then we are going to go into a commercial break, but we will continue to entertain and provide behind-the-scenes content for all of you on our Facebook listeners. All right. Let's talk about, as we move into our break, right? Are we headed to break? I caught on it. We're on it. Okay, we are on break. We are on break. If there really was a margarita in the studio right now, I would be drinking it. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit, Jacqui. Where have you what are you working on right now? Tell us what you're working on. What do you do? Let's just start with that. Let's let everybody know what you do.
So I am actually my avatar. So I am the founder of Self-Worth Foundations, and it is a business consulting and coaching group focused on successful and established female entrepreneurs. One of the things, so my first business was a commercial interior design company that I've now started again. But what I realized, I did all the check boxes, right? You get the EIN number, you do your website, you that whole list. And then I was very successful, but I started getting that little voice, saying the imposter syndrome, what if you don't succeed, all of those things. And what I realized after that business and studying and going to seminars, reading, that I missed an important step that I think a lot of entrepreneurs miss, is you have to be mentally prepared to step into entrepreneurship. You need the mindset, you need the self-worth, because entrepreneurship is like this. It isn't, it's not like this. We all wish it was. Those moments where you hit that wall is when you need that strength to be able to push through and just step into the next version of yourself and grow as your business grows. And I think that was the impetus behind me starting that business, because I want to help women get beyond that wall and really be able to step into the next version of themselves with that confidence. So
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, Jacqui. The world needs you. So happy to be on this journey with you and see you bring that to fruition. So thank you so much for what you do. And so how much time, Bruce, do we have? We have 30 seconds. Wow, those breaks are fast, man. Oh my God. Pew. They go speedy fast. All right. Well, let's muddle through for another 30 seconds, and then we're going to pick up with Sandra. And Sandra, bring us up to speed on what you're working on. What do you do? Okay, we have 10 seconds left. This is unprofessional to be on Facebook and be like, we have 10 seconds left when we're on a radio show. Okay.
I don't think so.
And we're back. She is a multi-business founder, an award-winning speaker, and a co-founder of the impressive digital marketing firm called Monkeys in Hats. So sit back, turn up the volume, and get ready for one and only Colleen Lloyd-Roberts. Colleen, the show's all yours. Take it from here.
All right. Thank you again, Joe, for your amazing introduction that your ChatGPT wrote. Absolutely love your ChatGPT. Not so much you, but I love your ChatGPT. He says nice things about me.
we're never coming back. I'm not going to be invited.
That's a bit hard.
Yeah, Joe and I have a history. We really go way back. It's a story. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go. We have really important listeners on the show today, Joe, so I am not going to share our story. But anyhow, we heard during the break on Facebook, we heard Jacqui and what Jacqui is doing for women and helping women move into their own selves and self-empowerment. And I just want to take a minute to allow Sandra and Lindsey as well to just share a little bit about what is it that you do. Tell us a little bit about your companies.
Yeah, so our company is a fractional chief learning officer company. So we help our organizations develop learning plans for their employees and really upskilling that group of people to create a better culture, better processes, and a better overall client and customer experience. So we have that going on, and then there's just a lot of other things that I dip my toe in a lot of different waters. So I have other things going on too, but that's the main business that I support.
Serial entrepreneur.
Very entrepreneurial,
ridiculous.
and on the side, Sandra drives motorcycles really fast.
He does.
So
The type A
And
person,
sourdough, and now sourdough bread and gardening and Greek yogurt, and there's all kinds of stuff going on.
All kinds of stuff going on, which is really super fun.
Sourdough activity on Facebook.
I'll visit you in the fall when it's really pretty and warm.
So, okay, Lindsey, share the rest of the world what you are doing down there in New Zealand and what impact you're having worldwide.
Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me on today. It's great. It's been so wonderful to see my accountability partners on a radio station. So I'm the founder of Turas, which means journey in Scottish Gaelic. So even though I live in New Zealand, you can probably tell from my accent, I am not a Kiwi. And I kind of, after 26 years in corporate, as a change leader, I jumped off that hamster wheel and I became an entrepreneur. I just want to say that I really back up what Jacqui said earlier about when you decide to become an entrepreneur, it's a massive cultural mindset shift. And I'm only 3 years old, so I'm in my diapers compared to some of the ladies on this call, but loving it. But what I do is I'm the creator of the True North Leadership Architecture, which sounds very convoluting and high level, but really what it is, it's about creating the conditions and a system for organizations where leadership can really hold under pressure and expand. I think the reason I'm saying this is because in my 26 years, I saw that the old performance-led leadership model wasn't necessarily going to hold up in the volatile world that we all lead and live in right now. It's changed a lot. And so I help organizations align identity, strategy, and resilience, and then embed it across the organization so they can hold under pressure, but they can also expand without losing what matters most, which is the soul and their people and their well-being, to be honest. And with 42% of the global workforce facing burnout, I think it's a big challenge we need to address, and we need to do it now. So that's what I do.
So incredible, such incredible work. And actually, yes, next week, my guest on the show, we're going to be talking about burnout. So it is so real. And I think all of us on here have experienced that. Lindsey, I know from your personal story, you've experienced that. But I think we've all, everybody, I mean, even if you're not an entrepreneur, being in the workplace and doing the same thing and just, trying to reach sometimes that goal that just seems like you're never going to reach it. Like it just creates it. It just sets up the platform for Burnout 101. And so I think what you're doing, Lindsey, is so incredibly important. And I'm just so honored to be by your side and to really, make sure that you get it done.
Yes. Give me some grace, but definitely give me a kick up the bum.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've got about 7 minutes left in our show, I think, right? Am I right, Bree? 7 minutes left in our show. And I don't know, can people write comments on Facebook? Can anyone ask questions? I can't see. Oh, Julie. Julie, I miss you, Julie. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, comments on Facebook, like put them out there. We would love to answer them. And meanwhile, let's give some advice to our listening audience right now. Like if somebody is out there and thinking like, I need this. I think I need to find an accountability partner. And any one of you chime in. What's some advice? What would you tell them?
I would say don't wait. I think the life of an entrepreneur can be quite isolating sometimes. So don't try and build it all on your own, because I think when you stay in your own head for too long, your business becomes heavier. And I think we all start as an entrepreneur with this great fire and passion, which I call, your true north. And I think the way to stay with your true north is to stay aligned with that idea. And I think sometimes pressure pulls you off that path with noise and trends and expectations. And when you're misaligned with the whole reason about why you started and why it matters, that's what I call the hidden tax on your growth. So don't wait. Do it. Look for people that share your values, where you can speak your truth, but will also be, hold you accountable, using the accountability word, to really move you forward and put a fire in your belly. Keep the fire in your belly, I would say. That would be my opinion.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great advice. What is one non-negotiable rule that you want to put out there to let other people know when they're forming up an accountability group? What is one non-negotiable rule? Lindsay, you're laughing, but what?
Jacqui should answer this one.
Yeah, Jacqui, go for it.
Non-negotiable rule. I'm trying to think what that is, right? I can think of lots of things that it should be, but one non-negotiable rule. I think it has to be that you trust and respect the people that are in the room with you, right? We look at our group, we're all so different. You heard about all of our businesses are very different. Our journeys and our maturation of our business is different. But there is, as Lindsay said, you can be authentic, you can be vulnerable, you can, say things and feel things. That trust, that belief that you can be authentic, and ask for help, which is not easy for entrepreneurs to do by our very natures. I think that to me is the most important thing, right? It is that foundation of trust that you have with people. If you have any gut instinct that says, I shouldn't say this because I don't know, that's not a good sign. So
I agree. It's the fast path to clarity. If you
nice way to put it.
can't be honest with each other, then you'll waste so much energy and time trying to be something you're not.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
like last week, I dumped something that I just had to dump, that I hadn't dumped to anybody, and I'm like, whew, I feel so much better. And it didn't affect them. Like it they were just like, you guys just absorbed it and was like, oh, that sucks, and that was it. But for me, it was like a huge. I think not being afraid to just be yourself and be vulnerable, and like Jacqui, I can't agree with you more about this entrepreneurial journey. I've been doing it for 20 years. This isn't new for me. This is my third business, and it's still a freaking roller coaster. Like but it's a blast.
Yeah, we wouldn't trade it for anything, but yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah,
So-
beautiful. And so what would be your parting advice? What would be your parting advice about an accountability partner?
Find one.
Yeah.
Find one.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Yeah. And don't wait, right? Yeah, don't wait. It's such an important part of your journey. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all female.
No.
I mean,
No.
most like my mentors are all male. So I also want to say that accountability, it doesn't have to be, it can be a mixed group of people as long as it's the right group of people.
Right.
I think that's key, as long as it's the right group of people. So, listeners today, if you take anything from today's conversation, I really want you to take this. Listen, you were never meant to do this all alone. And not your business, not your goals, not the hard seasons in life, not the dreams that you feel sometimes are too big to carry. Can you achieve them? Of course. Tons and tons of people achieve amazing things on their own. But people who see you clearly and who hold space when life gets heavy and who remind you that sometimes gently, sometimes with a little nudge, that your goals still have your name on them, like find those people, make them your people, bring them into your inner circle. And so if you have been out there trying to figure this all out on your own, let this be your sign. Let this be your sign. Find your people, choose them well, show up for them, and let them show up for you, because everything changes when you stop doing life alone and you start doing life with your accountability partners. So thank you so much for being here with you today. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you, Lindsay, Jacqui, and Sandra. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that is you.